agenda, House Bill 380. First up, Gordon Nito, Insurance Commissioner, DCCA, waiting patiently.
So this is my ninth bill I'm testifying today on.
No, that's all for the health, though. So,
good afternoon, Chairman Calvi, Vice Chair Woodson, members of the committee. Gordon Nito testifying on behalf of DCCA. The department supports the intent of the bill and submits the following comments. Our comments primarily is with respect to the requirement to have members of HPIA write insurance in the lava zone area. Member insurance HPIA goes beyond just an insurer writing homeowners. It includes motor vehicle insurers that might not even be writing homeowners in Hawaii. And so that's where our concern is with respect to this bill. I think it's presently is written too broad. So I'll be glad to answer any questions. Thank you.
okay, thank you very much, Commissioner. Appreciate you being here. Allison Uyoka, Executive Director of Hawaii Insurers Council.
Good afternoon, Chair. Members of the committee, Allison Uyoka for Hawaii Insurers Council. I'll stand on our testimony in opposition, but I did want to say that we certainly empathize with some of the plight of the homeowners in the Puna area, and we are working to try and find a solution and some balance so that anything that is done for the people in Puna do not affect the rest of the property market for other homeowners. And so the Senate heard the bill, and we are working with the Senate Chair of Consumer Protection to try and come up with some a way to address some of the issues in this area. And she has deferred decision making till February 11 on the Senate side.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Okay, Mililani Trask, Principal Indigenous Consultants, LLC. Written in support, Michael Garbiano, Hawaii Real Estate Appraisal Business. In support, M. Eileen O'Hara, President, Hawaii Shores Community Association. Written in support, we have numerous testimonies from individuals in support or comments that are supportive. So is there anybody in the audience who has signed up to testify who would like to do so now in person? Seeing none, is there anybody in the audience who wishes to testify in this measure who is not signed up to do so? Seeing none, members, questions?
Ms. Uyoka? I'm sorry. I looked at your written testimony, and it basically implies that it's going to open the floodgates for the uninsured. Are you aware that the bill is only for those that have been already previously insured?
Yes.
Okay, and you still stand in opposition to it?
Yes.
Okay, and what? So, if the homeowner has been previously paying their insurance, and it was not a lava flow that is impending, but is in fact a hurricane that has come and gone, would HPIA have even had the opportunity to have canceled or non-renewed such an insurance before that home was affected?
I'm not sure I understand the question. Is the question if a hurricane was coming and the homeowner was in HPIA?
Or, well, because we're talking about an HPIA bill, right?
I don't represent HPIA, though they're run by a board.
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
representing the Insurers Council.
Okay, I'm sorry. My question is this. I think it's a question of basic fairness. If a homeowner has paid their real property insurance, okay, diligently, except for the fact that this is a slow-moving disaster that everyone is able to see coming. Had it been any other disaster, they would have been covered had the disaster come and gone, right? If they had been paying it diligently and their claims would...
Not necessarily. I think an insurer has the ability to review the policy on renewal, and they may decide if the property, for instance, is in disrepair that they do not want to renew it.
Okay, right.
So sometimes there are conditions where the property should not continue to be insured, and the insurer would like to have that opportunity to do that. If we're locked into a policy, regardless of the condition of the property, or if we know there's fraud being committed or certain acts on the property that an insurer would not like to continue to insure it, what this legislation would do is keep us on that risk.
Okay, so if it allows you to show that to not renew based upon fraud or any other reasons, would you support the bill?
I think there are a number of different amendments that we would like to see in a measure, and one of those is that Representative San Buenaventura is to be able to continue to underwrite. That's a basic tenet of insurance. We would also like the ability to non-renew certain properties if it's appropriate, and so I think that those are things that insurers normally do in their course of business.
Okay.
And the other thing is, although I don't represent HPIA, it's sort of tied in because the losses from HPIA, if cannot be paid, go to all insurers. And as the commissioner said, it goes beyond property insurers. It goes to every insurer except for those who underwrite U-Drive. So it's virtually every insurer in the state, even those who write workers' comp only, auto insurance only. So it's a very broad base. So we're trying to make sure that HPIA doesn't grow too big too fast, and to also maintain the ability to underwrite the risk.
Okay. So when you mean by appropriate circumstances, it's not necessarily that a pending disaster is about to hit and you're going to end up having to pay a claim.
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Real quickly, but are there other alternatives bills that are trying to? There's several been introduced this session to address this. Are there other vehicles and bills and measures that have language that could help the residents of the area, but do it in a way which wouldn't chill the ability to get insurance?
I think we're working on that. When the Senate had their hearing, they heard 3 different measures. So I would think that one of them is going to be chosen as a vehicle, and we'll put some concepts in there that we think can advance a bill. The senator said that she will move something out.
Yeah, well, we were hoping to do the same thing, but they got referred all over the place. So, but we want to keep the conversation focused on coming up with something that will give the homeowners in the area relief, the ability to buy insurance, but not chill the market so they, in particular, don't even have the ability to get insurance.
I understand.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, next up we have 925 Gordon Ito, Insurance Commissioner.